Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. So recently I've been getting a lot of recommendations on YouTube to watch a lot of crochet vlogs and just channels of people documenting their crochet journey, and I decided that maybe I should start a YouTube channel. So here I am. Welcome to my first video. What I want to do in this video is tackle my yarn stash. The problem is I do have a lot of yarn, but I don't have enough storage space to put it in. So I'm gonna try and get rid of it. So this is my yarn stash. As you can see in this cubby, I do have some fluffy yarn in the back. I also have a lot of acrylic. I also have this t-shirt yarn, which I made myself. I'm probably not gonna use it because I didn't cut it up that well. Here, I do have some more fluffy yarn in the back. Don't know if you can see, but I have quite a bit. I also have this yarn. I don't know what this is. It's not acrylic though. Here, I also have a variety of different type of yarns. I have this chenille yarn, and I also have this fluffy. I think this is a type of acrylic or acrylic mix. Not sure. But anyways, I do have more yarn in my crochet basket, but I'm not gonna show you that because it's a mess. Some of the chunky yarn that I have, I did use it for a bag that is a work in progress. However, I ran out of, I think, two of the colors. And the thing is, I got this yarn from Aldi in an Aldi sale, which happened, I think, in January, and the next sale doesn't happen until September. So I can't get any more yarn until then. I mean, I can order it online, but it's kind of expensive, and they only come in bulk. So I just can't be bothered to do that. The sale that Aldi has, they sell the yarn quite cheap, so I might as well just wait until then. However, I do have a bunch of this other yarn, as you could see. This yarn, I was trying to make a hexagon cardigan, but the thing is, I had made one before, and I realized with that cardigan, once I had finished it, that it was too stiff. So the back of it, the parts under the sleeves were kind of sticking out. And even though I steamed it, it looks fine, but it still kind of sticks out. I mean, I'll still wear it, but it's not the best. And I was working on this cardigan while I was finishing that cardigan, so I realized this yarn, as you can see, it's quite thin. I had tripled up the yarn, so it had become quite thick, and I was also using another white yarn with this yarn to make that cardigan, and that yarn was also quite thick. So I had to frog the whole thing because I realized that the end product is gonna become too stiff and it's just gonna look weird. So now I've got all this excess yarn. I've had it for a few months and I don't know what to do with it. I am thinking of either between a skirt or a poncho, because I have made a poncho before, but I made it with giant granny squares, and I made a hood with it as well, but that is quite wintry, it's quite warm, and it's not fit for the summer. I want to make a simple poncho. However, there is this skirt. I have tried making it before and I failed miserably. I think I spent 20 or 30 hours and I messed up the pattern somewhere and I had to frog all of it. Well, I haven't frogged all of it yet because I was using this really fuzzy blue yarn. It's this yarn, and frogging yarn like this is really annoying because the strands can get kind of stuck together, and I just can't be bothered to frog the rest. So I think I might stick with the poncho because I feel like the poncho is easy. I have already started trying to get rid of my stash by making a few small things like coasters and glasses pouches. I made a bunch of these coasters using some green yarn. I don't really use green that much, so yeah. And I also made two of these glasses pouches, which you don't have to use for glasses, you can use it for other stuff like stationery. But look, it's so cute. As you can see, I do have a lot of different types of yarn. I don't have a massive variety of colors, which is why I'm trying to get rid of this yarn so I could buy some more. I'm also trying to get rid of the fluffy yarn because I don't really use it that much. I had an amigurumi phase which lasted less than a month, and I don't really use that type of yarn anymore. So I need to figure out something to do with that. Before I start my poncho, I kind of want to get rid of my other yarn, like the small mini cakes. And to do that, I'm thinking of making either bonnets, because I saw this YouTuber, I think it's Amazing Ish Grace. She made she's made a few bonnets, and I think she has a bonnet pattern, and I thought they were really cute. I don't know if they would suit me though, so I'm not sure. But I'm also thinking that I should make a star bag, because I've seen those and those are really cute. The problem with those are that the width is very thin, and I like my bags quite thick, because I like putting a lot of stuff in there. Also, I like to crochet outside, and taking a lot of yarn, you need quite a thick bag. So I don't know if I'm gonna actually use that star bag. But I already have quite a few bags in progress. I don't know if I want to start a new one. Okay, so I've changed my mind because I can't decide on what I'm gonna do with my other yarn. I'm gonna start with the poncho first, and I found this useful tutorial. I'll put the photo up somewhere. And yeah, hopefully that goes well. It's my first time making a poncho like this. Okay, so I'm whispering because everyone's asleep, because it's midnight basically. But I started the poncho, but I've run into an issue. As you can see, this top part is kind of sticking outwards, and I don't want it to do that. So what I did was double crochets on the foundation chain, and it was sticking out more before, so I decided to do a single crochet row on top of the double crochets. But every other single crochet I decreased, and despite doing that, it's still sticking out. I was thinking of doing more single crochet decrease rows, but I didn't want the neckline to be too tight. I want it to be quite loose. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try steaming it and see if that relaxes the stitches, and hopefully they stop sticking out. If not, I might have to frog all of this and restart again. So it didn't really work. Okay, so it's the next evening, and I restarted the poncho today. But this time I changed my hook size. I was using a 5mm hook before. Now I'm using a 6mm hook because I wanted I wanted the gaps to be a bit bigger. And yeah, also the top part, I don't know why, but this top part keeps on sticking out. So what I did was I added a single crochet row, but in every sixth stitch I decreased, and it fixed it, kind of. Oh, as you can see, I just woke up. Oh, basically I couldn't film when I got back home yesterday because I got distracted. But I did make some progress, quite a bit of progress on the poncho. This is what I've done so far. I didn't get halfway done, but it's okay because I have the issue though. Like I said before, this part is sticking up. When I wear it, it sticks out. Even though I did a single crochet decrease row, it still sticks out, which is really annoying. I will find a way to fix that though, hopefully. Anyways, that's a later issue. But I was getting kind of bored of that, and I realized because it's literally I'm just doing the same thing over and over again with that poncho, and I knew I was gonna get bored of it. And once I get bored of a project, I just leave it and don't touch it for months. So I decided to start a new project, but this time instead of using one type of yarn that I have, as you can see, I used a lot of different types. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 balls of yarn, all different colors. And I decided to make a scrap yarn. What was it? Cardigan. That's what I'm making. I got the tutorial. I put it on the screen. I thought it was really cute, and I thought, why not? Let's make something out of all these colors. I've never made something so colorful before, so it's a bit out of my comfort zone, especially since I've made some progress. This is what I've done so far, and as you can see, I did see on Pinterest someone make scrap yarn trousers, and they left the loose ends out, and I thought that looked really funky and cool. This is the back side, but I feel like this side is just better. It just looks more fun. More fun. It looks more fun. So I'm probably gonna leave the loose ends out. Also, I just can't be bothered to weave them in. Oh, so yeah. I hope to carry on getting more done today. I'm going out, so I'm gonna be a bit busy. But I'm gonna probably get at least half of the back panel done, and I'm gonna try and work on the poncho as well. Okay, so it's 10:50, so it's basically the end of the day. I'm just about to go to sleep. I'm gonna show you what I've done. Didn't work on the poncho today because I just didn't want to. But I did work on the back panel for my cardigan. This is what I've done so far. This is what I've done so far. There's a lot of ends. I'm about halfway done. I think this is about 30 rows. I did half double crochet. My desk is a mess, so hopefully I get to finish this soon. Okay, so as you can see, this neckline is way too small. I don't like how tight it looks. It just looks weird, and it's sticking out. I don't know what that's about, but I've already done, as you can see, I've already done this much. It's quite a bit, okay? So I'm gonna try cutting it because I don't want to frock this. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and cut maybe a few rows down, and then I'm gonna, I don't know, vlogged the poncho, as I said before, I think, but it's a few days later, I think 2 or 3, and I just completely gave up on the poncho. So I decided to look for other things that I can make, and I came across this really cute sweater pattern. I started on the back panel. I've nearly finished it. I just need to finish this row. Look, it looks really cute. I feel way better about this than I did about the poncho, but I've never done this type of stitch, this floral design before, and I think it looks really pretty. Hopefully this goes way better. But yeah, this is the back panel. I'm gonna start the front panel tomorrow. Also finish the back panel for my scrap yarn cardigan. Here it is. I think it looks really cute. This is the right side, this is the wrong side. As you can see, what I did was I reduced the amount of ends because I feel like it was too overcrowded, and then I snipped the remaining ends so it looks like this. These ends I do need to weave, even though not looking forward to that, but it's worth it, I think. Hopefully. I think I'm gonna stick to this. I'm gonna try and finish the front panel tomorrow, and then maybe finish the whole sweater by the end of the week. Okay, so I finally finished all the pieces for the flower sweater. This is one of the front panels. No, and this is the other one. So what I did for both of them is it's upside down. I did 4 flowers across, and I did 5 flowers down. And for the sleeves, I got both of them here. I did 3 across and 5 down. I think all I need to do is stitch it together. I just need to check how to do it because I don't want to mess it up. One thing I am worried about though is the size. The sleeves, as you can see, they're not, I don't know, what? They're kind of small right now. What I'm gonna do with them is fold them like this. However, the length is kind of short. I am hoping that once I wash it and steam it, it will get longer. The same with the rest of the sweater, like the panels, front and back. If it doesn't get long enough, then if it doesn't get long enough though, then I might just add double crochet rows to the end, because I do not want to take out all the stitching. No, thank you. Okay, so I think it's been a few days since I last filmed. Well, I can't remember the last thing I filmed, but I think I had made all the panels and the sleeves, but I hadn't done any sewing yet. Well, the reason why I didn't film is because I just couldn't be bothered. This project it's been doing my head in, so I didn't really have any motivation to, but I think I've finally fixed all the issues I had with this sweater. As I said before, I was worried that it was going to be too small, so I added a bunch of rows to each side. As you can see, I added double crochet rows. I haven't finished this side, but let me show you what I've done so far. 1 second. So this is the one of the panels. As you can see, I only connected one sleeve so far. I've only done one side so far. I haven't finished this side yet because I have to sew the sleeves together. But what I did was I think I crocheted 2 rows at the end of the sleeves, and then I crocheted 4 at the at the side of the front and back panels. This just to make it wider, because I'm a bit big, so I needed it to be a bit wider. As you can see here, I have these double crochets. I also added 1 double crochet row to each side of the sleeves, the long side, because I felt like the sleeves, especially where the armpit is, it was kind of tight, so I added that, and I need to sew them together. I did try this on, and this side is not, like, it's not fitted, thankfully. There is some space, which I am grateful for. Hopefully once I sew the sleeves, that will be fine. However, the sleeves are a bit short though. I think they go up to like here. I want them to be like here. Hopefully when I block it and steam it, the sleeves should stretch. However, if not, I can just add more rows at the end. I don't have to take out or undo any of the sewing. It's now, I think it's 11:57 p.m. So I'm probably gonna go sleep. Hopefully I can finish this tomorrow, because I just want to get this over and done with. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I haven't been able to work on my other projects as much because of this. So yeah, hopefully I can finish this tomorrow. Guys, I did it. Look. Wait, 1 second. Finally did it. I finished it. Well, kind of. But look. Can't remember when I started this. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. And these past 2 weeks have been basically hell trying to work on this. As you can see, I did the other side. I added a bunch of double crochet rows. This is what the sides look like. There you go. I still have to weave in the ends. That's the last thing I need to do. But I'm gonna do that after I wash it and block it, because it's still a bit short and the sleeves are short as well. So hopefully once I wash it and block it, it will be okay. If not, then I can just add more rows around it. I don't have to undo any of the sewing or anything, and I can add some rows to the cuffs. Thankfully, I can start working on my other scrap yarn project now. I probably won't do any more in this video because I feel like this video is already way too long. But yeah, I'll show you the results after I block. So as you can see, I am wearing the sweater. God, it's too tight. I feel so claustrophobic right now. As you can see, it was supposed to be quite cropped because I was planning on wearing something underneath. The problem is I couldn't figure out a way to get rid of the bumps. I tried decreasing, but it kind of just locked in the bumps. I don't know if that makes sense, but it just didn't fix the situation. And I tried blocking it, but I don't know if it's because of the yarn type. I'm not exactly sure which yarn this is. I think it's polyester. But I think because of this yarn, it doesn't block well. And when you block it, it doesn't stay shape, as you can see in the back. The back is too short. I have to keep on stretching it. I mean, if I stretch it, it will stay in shape, but only for a little while. And then it'll shrink again, which is really annoying. Also, as I said before, it's too tight. Because it is basically like see-through. You can see the gaps. I was planning on wearing something underneath, but I think especially with the sleeves, it's just really constricting, and I just don't like the way it feels. So I'm probably gonna frog this. I have frogged this project. What did I try making at the start? I think I tried making a poncho. I'm not even sure at this point. It's been like 2 weeks. And I frogged it so many times just for it to turn out like this. So this was a fail. I still have my other project, though this video is getting too long. I was planning on thinking of making something else with this, but I feel like I'm gonna frog this and leave the yarn to be until I can actually think of something that I could use it for. I'm probably not gonna make something to wear because it's no. So I don't know if I need to think about it. But yeah, but this video is way too long by now. So yeah, I'm probably gonna leave that for the next video. Or I'm gonna do it not anytime soon, to be honest, because this project has really done my head in. And it's made me question all my crochet skills. Also spent so much time I wasn't able to do much of the other project. I only did the back panel. I'm probably gonna carry on doing that in the next video, but I want to start some other projects, easier projects, because I want to get rid of this yarn stash quick. I want to start more projects. Like I really want to do the 6-day star blanket. That I really want to do. I went to the yarn shop today and I was really trying to fight the urge to get yarn for that. Thankfully I did, but I want to do that soon. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. I want to take this off